Children of narcissists frequently had tough childhoods in which they constantly attempted and failed to live up to their parents' fluctuating standards. Narcissists have an obsessive desire for praise and affirmation and have little concern for other people's feelings and needs. They are frequently emotionally distant, inattentive, and abusive as parents. Their children frequently have low self-esteem, anxiety, sadness, and bad relationships. What are the signs of a narcissistic parent? Narcissistic parents frequently abuse their children emotionally, pushing them to unreasonable and continuously changing standards. Those suffering with narcissistic personality disorder are excessively sensitive and protective, with little self-awareness or empathy for others, even their children. Narcissistic parents are frequently described as unpredictable or hot and cold, making it difficult for their children to know what to expect. Narcissistic abuse is frequent and can have long-term consequences for children that endure into adulthood. It can be very difficult to criticize your own parents, says W. Keith Campbell, Ph.D., social psychologist and professor in the Department of Psychology at the University of Georgia. In some cases, the youngster may feel highly unique and cared for, if not completely adored. In some circumstances, narcissistic parents can be extremely abusive. This is frequently a question for adult counseling, but it can also be beneficial to chat to siblings, peers, or even acquaintances of one's parents to gain a better understanding of who they truly are. 7 Narcissistic Parenting Warning Signs. Narcissists can be difficult to identify because they spend a lot of attention and effort maintaining their reputation and acting normal. But it's especially tough to recognize NPD in those closest to us. Parents suffering from NPD are typically good at utilizing narcissistic language that warp reality in ways that cause their children to doubt themselves and their perceptions, while portraying themselves as caring, concerned parents. While not everyone's experience may be the same, here are 10 symptoms that you were raised by a narcissist. 1. Their affection for you was conditional. One of the most typical indicators of being raised by a narcissist is feeling hated and believing it is your fault because you did or did not do something correctly. This is known as conditional love, since certain conditions must be met in order to receive it. Conditional love is widespread in abusive homes and has long-term consequences for children. When a parent is narcissistic, the prerequisites for love typically concentrate around the parent's emotional needs and self-esteem. Narcissistic parents frequently exhibit love and compassion towards their child when the child makes them feel good about themselves, important, or exceptional. When a parent is unhappy with themselves or their child does or does not perform something asked of them, the parent may neglect them, be harsh to them, or even abuse them. 2. It was always about them in some way. People with NPD have a habit of making everything about them. Because of their proclivity to make things about themselves, you may have felt unheard, unseen, and invisible. Even when it was supposed to be all about you, your parent may have found a way to make themselves the center of attention. Because narcissists behave in an all-about-me fashion, the universe revolves around them, their demands and goals, says Dr. Amy Brunel, professor of psychology at Ohio State University. They continue to be selfish and expect people to cater to them, including their children. So, when their child succeeds, they take credit and brag about him or her, and when the child fails, they blame the child or others. They are domineering, and they easily instill guilt in their children. They don't provide much emotional support or affirmation, and the child rapidly learns that the parent's goals are more important than their own. This is typically due to the parent experiencing their own life via the child and the child's achievements. Following are some examples of how narcissistic parents make everything about themselves. Conversations are always about them, rather than you. They took credit for your accomplishments. They created conflict or drama to draw attention to themselves. They made everything personal, even when it had nothing to do with them. They felt the need to one-up you when you accomplished something. 3. You had no idea what was real and what was imagined. Self-doubt is another symptom that you were raised by narcissists. Narcissists are frequently good at gaslighting, which is the abusive technique of twisting and distorting the facts in ways that cause a person to question and doubt reality. This causes youngsters to doubt themselves and their reality over time, even leading them to wonder if they are imagining things or growing insane. Here are some examples of narcissistic gaslighting. Asserting that you are imagining or making things up. Accusing you of embellishing the truth. Listing previous instances where they claim you lied, imagined, or made something up. Twisting what you said, did, or experienced. 4. You were not allowed to express your emotions or needs. If you believed it was inappropriate to tell your parent how you felt, or what you wanted or needed as a child, this could be an indication that your parent has NPD. Children of narcissists learn early on that their feelings, wants, and needs are unimportant to their parent, and they learn to keep these to themselves. Children raised by narcissists may fail to recognize how they feel, what they want, or need since they have been accustomed to suppressing these underlying sentiments, wants, and needs. This can persist into adulthood, causing individuals to be unsure of who they are, what they like and dislike, and having difficulty making their own judgments. 5. You saw their victims. Narcissists are incapable of having healthy, mutual relationships in which they attend to the feelings and needs of others. This is why the majority of narcissists have a history of toxic or broken relationships. Severe narcissists frequently have a long list of people they used and then abandoned after they were finished with them. Even if your parent was able to maintain relationships with others, you most likely witnessed instances when they became angry or passive, aggressive to others, took advantage of or used people for their own purposes, became jealous or competitive of individuals who had something they didn't, guilt or manipulated other people to get what they desired. 6. You were concerned about upsetting them. It's natural for a child to want to please their parent, but if you had a parent with NPD, you may have lived in fear of offending them. This fear was frequently triggered by witnessing what happened to those who had hurt them, as well as experiencing it firsthand. Many children of NPD parents go to tremendous efforts to satisfy their parents, with varying degrees of success. Because what it takes to please their parent one day may differ from what it takes the next, children of narcissists may live in a condition of perpetual tension and worry. The punishments you receive could have also fluctuated greatly based on your parents' mood, keeping you continually guessing. 7. It was your responsibility to maintain their reputation. Because narcissists rely so much on the approval, attention, and adoration of others, their offspring are expected to assist them in maintaining a flawless appearance. According to Dr. Campbell, the child might become an extension of the narcissistic parent's ego, which frequently includes assisting the parent in maintaining a particular image or reputation. You may have been asked to safeguard your parent's image in the following ways: being severely punished for embarrassing your parent, being bullied about your own looks, weight, or performance, being forbidden from sharing certain details about them or their lives with others, being treated as an accessory to your parent for picture opportunities and public image.